don't go on stage in the clothes you rolled up to the club in. And that was just like a funny thing to hear, and old showbiz kind of line. But he's right, I think, especially now at this day and age, and if you look at a photo of what people were like 100 years ago, a downtown photo of New York City, everybody's wearing a hat, everybody's wearing a dress or a suit, and somehow we kind of let that all go, and now we can kind of go to church in our pajamas, And I think it's, I don't know, I try to stay away from that on that level. But also, when you go on stage in just the jeans and a t-shirt, you're making a choice. You're choosing to sort of be what I think a lot of the punk rockers and rock and rollers thought was real, But to me, the Ramones, a punk band, they all wore leather jackets and Keds. It was a uniform they wore. The Sex Pistols wore ripped-up clothes with safety pins, and that was their uniform. And Elvis wore his flipped collar and his pompadour, and that was his uniform. Those were not, and everyone considered all those people reality, like the dirty side of art and music, and they were giving us reality, but they were really completely dressed to impress and dressed to exemplify that. And coming from the design aspect of the interest of mine through furniture, it's also form follows function, What are you trying to communicate? But the way I always thought about doing that was do the complete opposite. When I was in the White Stripes, we were so centered around the blues and the truth of that the best thing for us to do was dress everything completely in red, white, and black and completely present ourselves in this candy-colored fashion, because we thought, if you can't get past that, you'll never get with us on this other level. We'll never share this thing together, this musical thing together. Only if you can get past the presentation of that do you think it's real. Because it's definitely now makes it more real to go on stage in jeans and a t-shirt and pretend that you're an everyday man or everyday working man or something. Because Robert Johnson didn't do that. Robert Johnson wore a suit and a hat, and he was dressed to impress people and make them think of something differently. And now it's so easy to make people think differently. I mean, everybody wears what they slept in last night to the mall or whatever. So, I mean, it doesn't take much to impress people. But you wanna, when it goes to things like Third Man Records, like